But Trevor Noah, let me reset this one, and we'll probably talk about Taiwan tomorrow. Trevor Noah was like, let's compare the reaction to Ukraine to the reaction to refugees in Africa or the Middle East. I mean, there's all kinds of wars and all kinds of terrible things going on all over the place. Why is that? Why is the reaction so different? And they're going to copyright me, so let me try to just skip through.
As Europe struggles for a solution, refugees forced to zigzag from one country to another with no clear path.
The EU has effectively paid Turkey to keep Syrians from getting to Greece.
Poland had pledged to take in a number of the refugees, saying now that it is not going to do that.
We will not be receiving migrants from the Middle East and North Africa.
So what they're talking about right now is they're not going to take in refugees from the Middle East and North Africa. So then obviously there's a different reaction to when, we're having the refugee crisis now. And before they take down for copyright, I'm just going to stop it. And, so he just flat out said it's race. And my take on it is, it's just not he could be right. I don't know. Like why are we so invested in, why do we care so much about Ukraine? There's thousands of people in Yemen dying like as we speak. I think my takeaway from it is it's a fair question. I just want to ask whoever cares more about Ukraine or these people who wrote the script or these government officials, more people with power, what the difference is. I mean, there could be legitimate reasons. You can say that maybe there's more extremists in the Middle East or in Africa, but we know there's Yazidis in Ukraine. You've got to see the symbols and everything. So that would be the same as well. So some people were trying to knock it like he's making everything about race. I don't like that part, but I do think it's a fair question. What is the difference? And it's interesting how he can say that and he's not like a stooge for Putin. How does that work? Tucker's now a stooge for Putin. So does Trevor agree with the everything America is doing to support Ukraine, or does he disagree with it? I don't follow him enough to know. I just think it's an interesting question. Let me know what you think. I'm going to end with this. I don't mess with spiders, y'all. I just don't do it. I don't mess with them. I don't like them. Let me know if you don't care or what. Now, if I see like a little spider, I'm not. I'm in the basement. I'll see a little spider every once in a while. I'm not worried about that. But when you see a headline, giant spiders expected to drop from sky across the East Coast this spring. When you see a headline like that, or at least when I do, it's a little troubling. It reminds me of the murder hornets, and I know the murder hornet thing kind of came and went, but that was a real thing. Like they're still eliminating nests. Last I saw, like from last season. So this reminded me of that, and that's what I would look like if I say, for example, I opened up a closet and saw one of these things. These things they're not daddy long legs. Like if I see a daddy long leg, I'm not running from it, or I'm not even scared of it. When I see this thing could be as big as your hand. They're invading the East Coast. Has anybody seen these? They're saying they're all over Georgia. I think that's the one. They're showing all kinds of different spiders, but it's a pretty big spider. Like if I see something like that, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I swear to you, if I saw a spider like that at the crib, I'm calling an exterminator. I'm not messing with it. If there's one thing I've learned about nature, is if you've got a lot of color, like all that yellow and then some red, and I don't think they're poisonous. They never said they were poisonous, but Mother Nature gives you color for a reason. The color means danger. Stay the hell away from me. We've got these massive spiders, again, came from Asia. It's like the hornets. They said they think it came over in like a container or something. They don't really know. It's mostly yellow, can get as big as the palm of your hand. Was first spotted in Georgia, 2013. Originating from Asia, there's no clear answer as to how it made to the U.S. other than it likely came in a shipping container. But in 10 years, rapidly spread. It reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons. I forget what was it? They remember they brought something over. They took a trip, came back, brought something over, and then it started like eating everything, and it spread like wildfire. The Simpsons covered everything, didn't they? They said people should try and learn to live with them. No, I won't, Andy Davis. I'm not living with that thing. I don't care. They said there are going to be so many of them, they're going to be dropping from the sky, basically, in the trees. If they're literally in your way, I can see taking a web down and moving them, but they're just going to be back next year. Is that what they look like? Man, that's not normal. That's not a part of Midwestern, Eastern United States. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I think you might every once in a while see a black widow or something like that. I never seen one, but you hear somebody took a picture or seen one, but nothing like that. That ain't right. That's those giant spiders. I am out. I'm not. I don't mess around. My mom. You know what it reminds me of? My mom. She's not really a jokester, but if she knew I wasn't, I didn't like insects that much. So she would play around and be like, "Oh my gosh, there's an insect, there's a spider on you." When I was younger, I would go, "Oh my gosh," and she would just die. She would die of laughter because there was nothing, nowhere there. But you know what? It wasn't funny. My brother is into, snakes and had baby alligators and stuff like that growing up, and he somehow lost a snake in the house. And then the roles were reversed. My mom was scared as heck. I forgot what happened. I'll have to text him. I think he found it. But my mom couldn't open up a cabinet or anything without being scared. And she was pissed off too. But let me know what you think if you've seen one of those things. All right. So I'm out. That's all I had for today. Let me look at some comments here. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Misinformation. I like that name. Misinformation. A good little play on words there. See, everyone was criticizing Trevor for what he said, and I don't know if it's a race thing, but it for sure is a fair point. People are losing it over kids in Ukraine, but kids in Yemen are being killed. I think it's a fair question. I just don't. I'm not a big race person, so I'm not going to say, "Are you racist?" or "Is race the issue?" I'm just going to say, "What is the issue? Explain yourself." That's what I would say. Somebody tweeted a very similar type of approach. Somebody tweeted about Stephen Miller, somebody from the left attacking Stephen Miller, formerly from the Trump administration, and they called him. They were going after him, and they called him a Jewish white nationalist. And I at them. And I said, was that supposed to be a derogatory term? What did that mean? And they actually deleted the tweet. I don't know if it's because of that, but my point is, I would just ask why. Forcing people to explain themselves is more powerful than people think. Instead of you assuming what's there, race is a possibility, but instead of assuming it, tell me. And then you can go down that path. Thank you. Misinformation replies again, says, "2, and nobody cared or cares about them. Why? What's the difference?" Well, for one, the media has assigned to them what their unwavering opinion must be. So maybe good old-fashioned brainwashing. I don't know. Yep, it could just be that. Yep. Now, the Trevor had in his clip, they used the word like, "These aren't your normal refugees. They're civilized." That was just the news people, so you can't put that on everybody. But I would like to ask those people who said they were civilized or they look like us type of stuff. That was the actual verbiage they used in the news. It was overseas, though. I don't think any of it. I don't remember if it was American media. Okay, so I think that's it. That's all I had for today. I'm gonna try to get some editing done, get some sleep, and hopefully wake up to good news about China and Taiwan, meaning nothing is escalating, because that's what we're all. That's what I'm looking at. China, Taiwan, Iran, North Korea. America's clearly they're holding back a ship because the captain, the commander, didn't take a drug. So if you're going to do something, like if you want to make a move on something, you probably want to do that right now, before the midterms come for sure. Because I don't know what's going to happen with the midterm. And let me be clear too about the midterms. I don't know. Like, let's be real. Are there going to be midterms? I don't know. I don't know if the establishment is willing to give up power. I really don't know. And even though I think they are ahead in the long game because of the indoctrination with kids, controlling culture, all that kind of stuff. But even in the short term, it seems like it's going to be really, really hard for them to give up power. I don't think they're going to give it up easily. I just don't. So I don't, and what that looks like, I don't know. I don't know if that looks like more mail-in ballots or what. I don't know what laws would be able to pass. We're almost at midterms right now, so I don't know if you can do anything. But I don't know if it's martial law. I don't know what. I could be off. Nothing could happen, but I am watching it. I am watching it because I don't think there's a guarantee that the midterms are going to be normal. On the positive note, if you're against the establishment, a lot of them have dropped out. And I think that's because technically there's some kind of loophole, like a lot of Democrats who are kind of retiring, I think they're calling it or whatever. There's a loophole that I think you can spend some campaign money. I don't know you can spend campaign money in a different manner if you drop out or retire or whatever. So I think that's where a lot of it's coming from. I'll have to look it up to make sure I'm giving accurate information on what that is exactly. I saw that somewhere. But talking on this topic before I go out,